Hello everyone, welcome to CACS. From the CJP protest to the shift in the K-shaped economy, this week has passed and we cannot afford to miss any current affairs regarding this week. So, welcome to CACS. आज हमें start करेगा weekly current affairs of 19th July from 19th July to 25th July. On the occasion of Rath Yatra, CACS brings you 25% discount on all the courses. To do avail this offer, and it would be only available for a limited period. I hope maybe it may be the last week you can avail this offer. So do take the access of it. Now, our first article hela The Hinduru, that is CJP demands resignation of the education minister, have rekindled debate around the concept of right to protest. आपण मन जानथिबे एबे कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी is now protesting in the Jantar Mantar in Delhi and सेथरे बहुत सारा chaos भी ହେଇଛି and बहुत सारा revolutionary ideologies भी ଆସିଛି. But regardless of that thing, we have to know about कि आमो exam रे कौन कौन important रहिबो regarding this protest. Okay, first हम जानिबा right to protest. Right to protest co fundamental rights under ASCI. It comes in Article 19 of the fundamental right, which says right to freedom of expression, speech and expression. That is Article 19, Clause 1, Clause A. Then right to assemble peacefully and without arms, which they were doing. That is Article 19, Clause 1, Clause B. And in Article 19, Clause 1, Clause C, which says the right to form association, unions, or cooperative societies. Then under Article 19 Clause 1 Clause D, we see the right to move freely throughout the territory of India, that is from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Then Article 19 Clause 1 Clause E re achi right to reside and settle in any part of India. Then Article 19 Clause 1 Clause G re achi right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. So these are the 6 fundamental rights which is enshrined in the right to freedom. Okay. Now right to protest ପାଇଁ କୋଟା କୋଟା important ଅଛି କହିବାକୁ ଗଲେ, this one, right to freedom and speech and expression, then right to assemble peacefully and without arms. These two are very important regarding your right to protest. Then we'll see some more, that is ketata cases ହେଇଛି ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି a right to protest ପାଇଁ Supreme Court decisions ଦେଇଛି. Okay, we'll see that also. That is Kameshwar Prasad versus State of Bihar, where the Bihar government prohibited servants from any demonstration. Which servants? The public servants. Then the Bihar High Court said that the peaceful demonstrations are protected under Article 19, that is freedom of expression and assembly, and violent demonstration not protected. Violent demonstration hale it would not be protected, only peaceful protection hey paribo. And even blanket prohibition violates fundamental rights. Blanket prohibition mane kichi bhi basis re, on any basis you cannot violate the fundamental right to protest. Then in Himmatlal K. Shah versus Commissioner of Police, Ahmedabad case 1973 re hichi, that public streets belong to public and citizens have the right to hold meetings on public streets. It says that citizens have the right to hold meetings on public streets. Then next asyo Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangathan versus Union of India 2018. Here what it said, that there was another Jantar Mantar re gote protest heitila, which said that residents due to restrictions around Jantar Mantar in Delhi, resident due to complaints from nearby residents. Ta mane kona, that in this case the residents near the Jantar Mantar in Delhi, they complained about these protests, about the बहुत सारा chaos होतला या फिर बहुत speakers लगे होतले. Because of that they a case astila. Okay, then a case re kon hitla, right to protest is a fundamental right first. Second, The state must facilitate peaceful protest. Then third is the residents' rights under Article 21 should be protected. Okay, so it says that right to protest is a fundamental right, which is obvious. Second, it says that resident rights are also protected under Article 21. Okay, then now, is there any restrictions? Yes, there are restrictions, reasonable restrictions that should be that can be put by the state. Con restriction state put kar paribo in this regard. That is Article 19, Clause 1, Clause A, which says about the speech and expression, freedom of speech and expression. State con kar pariyo if the sovereignty and integrity of the state is being violated, then it can um, put restrictions on it. And even the security of the state hamper hoji, a friendly relation with the foreign states, then also speech and expression can be restricted. Then even public order, contempt of court, you could have seen that there are civil contempt, criminal contempt hoji. So jadi you would have seen now recently jo Kunal Kamra, he gives very derogatory remarks regarding the contempt of the court. Contempt of court is कौन judges मानकर जो भी decisions थाए सेटा को जदि के against jibo which says civil contempt of court. So that is what is called contempt of court. Then defamation or incitement to the offense. Recently we dekhi thibo gote news re aschi that some journalist was taking interview of the minister Nitin Gadkari, and he said that he can file defamation case against the journalist. So this also, if the speech or expression violates somebody's reputation, then he can also file defamation also. Then in Article 19, Clause 1, Clause B, peaceful assembly re, even same, the sovereignty and integrity jodi harm hoji, then it can be restricted, and even public order. Okay. Now next hala, same say CJP protest rate, there was another one thing which appeared, that is internet shutdowns, which says that following the CJP protest in Delhi over alleged examination irregularities, mobile internet services were temporarily suspended in parts of the central Delhi. Okay, so internet shutdowns, you could have seen G witness or go through through the news in 2019 when the abrogation of Article 370 happened in Jammu and Kashmir. So say time re gothore heitila large scale re, then now again the internet shutdowns. The internet shutdowns 2025 re kete thora heichi, that it highlights that growing use of internet shutdowns worldwide, which says that in 2025 India recorded 65 internet shutdowns, the highest number among the democracies. You know, it is rightly said that India is the mother of democracy. So if internet shutdowns happen, then it also violates the fundamental rights of the citizens. So and jodi India re highest hoji, so how could he India is the second highest, then who is the first? Then first is Myanmar, and it is said that through legal reforms, कौन legal reforms through Telecommunication Act 2023 and Telecommunication Temporary Suspension of Service Rules 2024. If the public order or the sovereignty and integrity of India is violated, then the government can suspend the internet services. Okay. Then, how kono case re astila ita? Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India 2020 case re, we said that internet access is closely linked to freedom of speech, Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A, and freedom of trade, that is Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause G. Okay. This internet access is a fundamental right, comes under Article 19, but in different subclauses. Okay. Now we'll see the principles. What are the principles of this internet shutdown? First is legal. Principle, internet shutdowns must be, they must be something, it should be legal and it should be necessary. Okay. Then it should be proportionate in the sense it should not be for entire state. it should be for limited period of time, for a temporary period of time, you can say. Then temporary and least restrictive. Okay. Now, key observation. Obviously, it should be least restrictive. Why? Because if you completely infringe the fundamental rights of speech and expression, then it would not, India would not be considered as a democratic country. Okay. Now, key observations कौन है जी? That indefinite internet shutdowns are unconstitutional. Indefinite जदि continuous करिवे, so it would be regarded as unconstitutional. Then orders must be published. Orders must be published, and it is also subject to judicial review. Okay. Now, this is a very important thing because we know that internet has been shut down, but we never think that is it under it is it subject to judicial review or not. Now you can know that it is also subject to judicial review. That means if any such laws are inconsistent or in derogation of this derogation of the fundamental rights of the citizens, then it could be enforceable in the Supreme Court. Then next कोटे आसिला first CJB protest हला, then आमे right to protest उपरे कहलु, then internet shutdown भी हला, जो तेरे jammers वगैरह सब लगे देथिले. Then after 2 days of the protest, Mr. Honorable Prime Minister Modi has given the establishment of fast track courts. तेरे कौन कुआई जी? That Prime Minister's promise to set up fast track courts to take up paper leak cases has turned attention to what is seen as a silver bullet to judicial delays. Okay. First, janiva fast track courts कौन? And what is the difference between fast track courts and the normal courts? Kichi difference nahi. Difference is only the priority. Okay. How? Normal courts, both courts, fast track and the normal courts, they have the same law, same type of judges, or same type of you can say procedures or evidences, same. But fast track courts रे टिके जो scheduling हुए सेटा priority basis रे हुए. Why priority basis रे? Because fast track courses are for the temporary of dealing of cases regarding the heinous crime which is being done. Like exceptions heithila, you could have seen the exceptions जदि आमे कहबा कोटी fast track courts एबे जाइन till now fast track courts कोटी को cases रे हेची. It was in Satyam scandal, in 2G spectrum cases, case, or even in POSCO cases. Okay. Now, fast track courts are specialized judicial courts for faster disposal of pending cases, and it primarily established for disposal of serious criminal cases involving rape and offences under the protection of children from sexual offences, that is POCSO Act, and they operate under whom? They operate under the centrally sponsored fast track special court scheme implemented by Department of Justice, Ministry of Law and Justice. So what this fast track court does, it schedule कर दिए on a priority basis regarding the important cases कहियो गले, regarding the rape or POCSO related cases से जल्दी से जिनसों को से केस को जल्दी inquiry बसेगी, जल्दी complete करती. Okay. Now, what are the challenges? Challenges related to fast track courts for special court. Inadequate infrastructure and low disposal rate. Obviously, जदि same जिनस अच्छे, they will not be held in any different court. They will be held in the same court. But obviously, जदि same जोटा normal courts handle करते, सेरा fast track courts will also be facing the same challenges. So that is infrastructure नाई भल से, low disposal rate because एमती जदि already एते cases pending अच्छी, and if we'll do fast track courts, then again low disposal rate, disposal rate भी low ही रहिबो. Then prolonged pendency, conviction rate challenges, vacancies and lack of training of the judges. Then prioritization of certain offences over other. Obviously, it says that you are prioritizing some offences over others. That doesn't mean that that those offences which were not prioritized are of less problematic in nature, but you're just prioritizing something above the other, which says that the judicial system has also a feeling of which would also lack a public trust. Public trust पे हरे say through. Okay, next हमें देखिए, next this is all about the fast track courses. Now I'll say that India has no single law regarding this fast track courses. First, second is that a fast track court kebe set up hitila. It was set up it came through the 14th Finance Commission. 14th Finance Commission recommend karthila of setting of 1800 fast track courts. Okay, 1800 fast track courts. A through fast track courts ro origination astila kahiyagale. Okay, now this is all about. So if we go to the start, we have seen that right to protest, which comes under right to freedom, that is under Article 19, and it violates the right to free and it comes under it does not violate, it comes under the right to freedom and freedom of speech and expression, that is in Article 19 clause 1 clause A, and right to assemble peacefully and without arms, that is under Article 19 clause 1 clause B. Then cases, then the restrictions which we have the state can impose. Then we'll go through the internet shutdowns which happens, and the top internet shutdowns happen in Myanmar, and the second highest is in India of 65 shutdowns in this year, in 2025. Tapre Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India re, it said that internet access is also a fundamental right, and it comes under the freedom of speech and freedom of trade. Now तार principles देखिदेलु कि कौन पाई हे पारिबो, and now the fast track courts which PM has set to establish or set up for the paper leak cases. So this is all about the fast track courts कौन पाई होची and what are the challenges it is facing it. Now this PPT you can get in the Telegram channel of CATS. Now down to earth रे आम देखिबा आमी सबोले news पढ़ दोचो, newspaper पढ़ दोचो, we are not seeing the magazines. So we have taken one report from the Down to Earth magazine also, that is the state of food security and nutrition in the world 2026 report highlights progress in reducing hunger in India while underscoring persistent challenges ensuring access to affordable and nutritious diets. Okay, which clearly states that basic किछि जानिया दरकार नहीं और पैनिक हवा दरकार नहीं. It is all about the state of food security and nutrition report in the world report कहया होगले. Okay, SOFI report. The report के release करे, it is jointly released by FAO. It is jointly released by FAO and International Fund for Agriculture Development and UN Agency for Children, that is UNICEF, and UN World Food Program and World Health Organization. So it is released by FAO, then International Fund for Agriculture Development, then UNICEF, then World Food Program and WHO. Okay, remember this. Then global scenario कौन अच्छी यारो. It is an estimated 7.8% of the global population faced hunger in 2025. Down from Keteru down heche 7.5 is right now in 2025, down from 8.1% in 2024 and 8.6% in 2022. These data is very important regarding our mains preparation, so do note it. Then Indian scenario re kaun achi? Undernourishment fell to 142.5 and child stunting declined to 32%, wasting stood at 18%, and obesity, child obesity, adult obesity, women anemia continued to rise, which says that this state of food security and nutrition in the world report, which says that in Indian scenario, the undernourishment has fall down to 142%, and the adult obesity, childhood overweight, and women's anemia has taken a rise. Now, if we go, what are the reasons behind this nutritional challenges? Okay, what are the reasons behind this nutritional challenges? We'll see high cost of nutritious food. Obviously, जो मैंने जिम करते हुए या फिर जो मैंने healthy nutritious diet नबाओ चाहिए, they will take fruits, or dry fruits, everything they will be taking, and you would be knowing that these are very expensive. Okay, now income constraints bhi achi, because everyone is not equal in terms of not everyone is equal in terms of like wealth or status, but in over like in the eyes of state, but everyone is not equal in terms of wage, income, labor. Okay, so that's why income constraints bhi achi. Then dietary imbalance, obviously dietary imbalance se kaun asibo tomorrow, like inadequate protein intake या फिर excess calorie intake ହେଇଯିବ, then also dietary imbalance ରହିବ, then poor maternal nutrition because of high anemia in pregnant women. Pregnant women manakar cases thae बहुत high anemia patients thandi pregnant women, so that's why, because of that, poor maternal nutrition is there. Then regional and social inequality, obviously different reasons re different social stigma achi, different kind of taste achi, different kinds of foods achi, and different kinds of rate bhi achi कहयाउ गले, you can say कि एठी apple kilo जदि 250 achi, आउ कोठी गला को सेडा it can reach to 300. That's why. Then government initiatives kon nechi to ensure that these things, that is undernourishment, malnutrition, obesity, or women health, could be enhanced or empowered through midday meal scheme, food fortification. Midday meal scheme achi, you are well aware of it. Food fortification is nothing but that your food is fortified with the nutrients or the minerals, like તમે જે packet ખીરો કીણું થુબો, you could have seen that in that you can see the food the milk fortified in iron or vitamin A or vitamin B, all these will be written. So that is called food fortification, that in your food the minerals will be added. Okay, mainly iron is added, iron, folic acid, vitamin A or vitamin B, all these things are added in your food. Then National Food Security Act 2013, which you know very well, that it covers 75% of the rural and 50% of the urban population. Ithre kaun hue that you get 5 kg of rice, food grains, 5 kg of food grains. Okay, now portion tracker, आमे आगुरु पढ़ीचे पोषण ट्रैकर विषय. Then प्रधान मंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना, which came in during the time of COVID-19 time रे आस्तिला, where it said that जो माने तांकर belongings हरे देइचंदी, they can get through the गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना. Then Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, we have seen through our previous weekly current affairs. Now, this is all about the state of food security, food nutrition report, जोटा कि जोथरे कि हमें nutrition एबे कौन scenario अछि, and what are the challenges or the reasons behind the nutritional causes and nutritional challenges कौन, and then government initiatives कौन कौन अछि. Then we'll go towards the next article, which comes from the PIB. It says the modified UDAN, strengthening India's regional aviation network. Udan is what? Ude desh ka aam nagrik. Okay. Recently, the Union Cabinet approved the modified Udan scheme with 28,840 crore outlay. And it kitte barso pai achi 10 years pai. Modified Udan is for again 10 years. That is financial year 2026 to 27 to financial year 35 to 36. So आम्ही देखिए first उडे देश का आम नागरिक that is normal जो तो उड़ान start इतला and how it was started and what were there in it. Okay. Udan launched in 2016 by Ministry of Civil Aviation to make air travel affordable, accessible and widespread, especially in the unserved and underserved regions. Mainly it happened for the unserved regions जोड़ी airport facility नथिला and जोड़ा hilly regions था या फिर remote areas था, because of that this initiative was taken place by Ministry of Civil Aviation. Then better connectivity in the remote places like Tejpur, Pithoragarh, Deu and Raulkela. Okay, now passenger centric initiatives bhi niya hitla, where Udan Yatri cafes were introduced, then Flybrary and free Wi-Fi have enhanced the experience at airports. Who would have gone to airports would have seen that Yatri cafes are there, Flyberry are there, and free Wi-Fi is given in the airport. Now, Ami jadi Udan scheme was there already, then why it was again introduced? What was the need of it? First of all, what was the need of it? If we see, so many regional airports continue to make loss. Okay, need kono? Need of modified Udan. Okay, need of modified Udan. When already Udan scheme to sabu complete करू ही थिला, sabu cover ही करू थिला, then what was the need of it? The need was many regional airports continued to make loss. First, second हुची high operating and maintenance cost of the airports. Second हुची third हुची aircraft availability was not there. It was limited to for certain reasons. Then inadequate airport infrastructure in the remote areas. Okay. So first would be limited airport infrastructure facilities. Second is many regional airports were in loss. Then third is high operating and maintenance cost. High operating and maintenance cost. Okay, so these are some of the, and aircraft availability. You can write aircraft availability is limited to certain reasons or remote reasons, you can say. Okay, now modified Udan scheme re kaun achi, which was launched in 2026, and it is the next phase of India's regional aviation policy for the next 10 years. Okay, now focus areas kaun kahichi se? Expansion of the infrastructure, that is expansion of the infrastructure, like more airport facilities will be done, more airports will be established. Okay, then sustainable operations at airports, which can lead to less maintenance cost. Then viability of airlines, that means it will give financial support, the government will give financial support or viability gap funding to the airport. Now, improved helicopter connectivity and indigenous capacity building for aviation and inclusive development of the region, which can also lead to which can reduce the import dependence. Like ame ago crafts kinuthulu ago, so now we can build now here through indigenous capacity building for aviation. Okay, this is all about the Udan scheme. And next is one more important thing is India has emerged as the third largest domestic aviation market in the world. Important point. India has emerged as the third largest domestic market in aviation. In aviation. Okay. Aviation in the world. In the world. Now next ଆମେ ଯିବା next editorial ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି which shared about after the CJP protest, after the protest going on, this become apart from that protest, I can say that this becomes a major information, a major news that is shifting shape when economy goes K-shaped. K-shaped in the sense empty. That is emiti. K-shaped. Okay. This is K-shaped economy. K-shaped K-shaped रे imply कौन करे? Simple जिनस जान दियो. जदि A shape रे जदि economy अच्छी, then this one is the upper arm, this one is the lower arm. Simple जिनस होची ए जो upper arm रे जति की sectors अछंदी सेमाने कौन करचंदी से सेक्टर्स माने अपर आर्म का को सेक्टर को रिप्रेजेंट करचे जो सेक्टर्स माने बेनिफिट पाउचंदी या फिर दे आर इम्प्रूविंग और मूविंग टुवर्ड्स पॉजिटिव ट्रेंड्स एंड और गोइंग टू द हाईएस्ट एंड हु आर लोअर आर्म रे के अछनी जो माने स्ट्रगल करचंदी दो सेक्टर्स हु आर स्ट्रगलिंग राइट नाउ टू इम्प्रूव ओके देन नाउ कॉन्टेक्स्ट कोन देखिबा as India's growth estimates are being revised downward and household financial stress is increasing, concerns have emerged that economy is moving towards a K-shaped pattern of growth. K-shaped ame ago dekhitilu jetala COVID-19 bhi heitla, then also we have seen the K-shaped growth. Okay. Now, what is K-shaped economy? First dekhidava. K-shaped economy is a condition where different sections of the economy move in opposite directions. Like I said, some go towards this the higher level and some are struggling right now. Then upper arm represents upper arm kaha ko represent करे people, sectors, firms whose income, profits and wealth are increasing. Those sectors whose income and wealth are increasing. And lower arm represents households, workers and small businesses whose income are stagnant, that is on the same level, and debt rises and economic conditions worsen. So आमे जो जानिबा कोन कोन सेक्टर्स अछि who are going towards upward. Okay, upward रे के sectors अछंदी. If we see, upward रे को sector अछंदी, upward and downward. Okay, और lower arm कया बोले upper arm और lower arm रे को sectors अछंदी. Upper arm रे you can see clearly that services sector is there. Okay, services sector is there. Second रे कौन आसीबो? Second रे तमरा आसीबो construction sector. Construction sector भी बढ़ुची because infrastructure is growing, so construction sector भी बढ़ुची. Then even early corporate earnings, corporate manangar earnings भी अच्छी, so these are also rising. Early corporate earnings, you can say. Okay, now and even the banking sector. Fourth will be the banking sector is also rising. Now एथरे down lower arm रे कौन रहिबो? Lower arm रे रहिबो that household debt increase to 48% of GDP. this is the trend. Now household debt जोटा debt increase ହେଇଛି 48% of GDP, and even lower income household भी अच्छी, which leads to on account to larger sales of stress loans. Now ଆଉ କଣ ହେଇପାରିବ, ଗୋଟେ RBI ର ଗୋଟେ survey ଆସିଛି, that is RBI confidence survey, consumer confidence survey, consumer confidence survey. A survey रे RBI कौन कहिची that it shows that urban confidence has declined for 3 consecutive periods. Okay, that it says that urban confidence, urban consumer confidence has declined, has declined. Okay, वो case रे decline ହେଇची that they are in a debt, so they are in default also, that's why the consumer confidence has declined. Now आमे देखिबा, this is all about कि upper arm रे को माने अछंदी and lower arm रे को माने अछंदी. Now if we go through this one, that is कौन changes or कौन causes, what are the structural causes which leads to K-shaped economy. Okay, first is formalization shock, that is GST and digital compliance have improved efficiency for larger firms. जदि larger firms ପାଇଁ GST ଆଉ digital compliance भलो ହେଇची, but lower firms जो or smaller firms जो माने अछंदी, firms माने अछंदी, they are not so much aware of this, so that's why this is also one of the cause of K-shaped economy. Then unequal access to technology, mostly now we are developing, we are revolutionizing towards the AI technology. Okay, but in remote areas this technology is not accessible, so that's why unequal access of technology. Then asset inequality, that is rise in stock market and real estate values mainly benefit households. This mainly benefits the household that has already owned financial and physical assets. Obviously the household own already the assets, the financial and physical assets, and even the rise stock market rise above, या फिर कुछ भी real estate rise above, then it will benefit the household. And what about the other gig economy workers who are there, ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ କଣ ହବ? Then oil as a swing factor, you know, ଏବେ ଯାଏ oil ର crisis ଅଛି, so it also becomes a major important cause for the K-shaped economy. That is India imports almost 9/10 of the crude oil requirement, making global oil prices a critical determinant of domestic inflation, growth and external stability. Now economic implications कौन imply करछि से with this K-shaped economy, कौन imply करिवो? then first होची rising inequality. Rising inequality रे हम देखिबा that prolonged pattern will widen the, ए जदि a K-shaped economy जदि prolonged period of time जदि रहिबो, then it will widen the income inequality. Okay, जदि गोटे सेक्टर आगु को जाउची, गोटे सेक्टर तळु को आछी, then obviously जदि सर्विसेस ऊपर को जाउची and you are seeing services is growing and your household debt is increasing, okay, in the lower arm, तो देखिबो income inequality रहिबो, which will lead to rising inequality. Then second होची weak aggregate demand, which एथरे कौन हबो, if the economic income growth, if the income growth is concentrated at top, income growth जदि concentrate हबो top रे if weak aggregate demand रे हम देखिबा, if income growth is concentrated at the top and overall consumption demand may remain subdued, ସେଇଥିରୁ କଣ ହବ, rich ମାନେ କଣ lower marginal propensity ପାଇବେ to consume, that's why it will lead to weak aggregate demand. Then social and political risk कौन हबो, that declining consumer confidence, like I said consumer confidence decline होची, consumer confidence declining. social frustrations, social frustrations, or the political instability which is being caused. Then next hoji pipeline effect, that is cost push inflation, which leads to the rise in fuel prices or oil prices, which leads to cost push inflation. Okay, now this is all about your K shaped economy. First हमें देखिले before going to way forward we'll see again that K shaped economy, it is in this shape. Okay, this is the upper arm, this is the lower arm. Upper arm represents that those sectors who are benefited, who are getting benefits, or who are rising, and lower arm represents the sectors who are struggling to improve. Okay, then asila amaro causes kon kono, then economic implications kon kono. Now we'll see the way ahead of it. Okay, way ahead re ko achi. First ଆସିବ supply side management. Supply side management ରେ କଣ କରିପାରିବା? Timely imports of the pulses, edible oils, animal feed ingredients, release of food stock, improved logistics, and calibrated fuel tax reductions can be more effective than relying solely on interest rate hikes. ତା ମାନେ କଣ? That rather than ଆମେ interest rate को interest rate or tax interest free tax କରିବା ତା ବଦଳରେ ଆମେ କଣ ଏ ସବୁ ଯଦି import କରିବା, timely import ଯଦି ହେଇ ପାରିବ, then supply chain को ଟିକେ improvement ମିଳି ପାରିବ. Then debt supported to income supported consumption. ତା ମାନେ କଣ? From being debt supported, कि debt को support करिया पाई जो growth होची, rather than that we have to do income supported consumption. ता माने faster job creation, real wage growth, lower household expenditure on health and education, stronger protection against sudden income shocks, and are essential for sustaining consumption demands. Obviously, these are the basic things which a household does. Then protect capital expenditure. Government should protect capital expenditure on infrastructure, irrigation, power systems, schools, healthcare, logistics, as these investments raise productivity and rural incomes in long terms. They should do more capital expenditure in these things so that long term economic development can happen. Now, convert scientific capabilities into economic strategy. In that, greater focus on semiconductors, advanced materials, biotechnology, clean energy, space technology, defense manufacturing. In these things, if the government is doing work or keeping focus on it, then it will help India move into high value global supply chains. Obviously, ଯଦି ଆମେ ଅଧିକ capacity building ଉପରେ focus କରିବା rather than bringing imports, so we can make it a sustainable inclusive growth economy. Okay, these are about the K-shaped economy. The shift केमती shift ହେଇଛି and कौन करले सेटा reduce ହେଇ ପାରିବ, we have seen. Now, some facts for prelims which we always discuss, because you cannot write mains if you're not clearing prelims. Okay, prelims is also a very important thing because samosara mostly ebe bhi dekhithibe that prelims holds a very important point in every aspirant's life because everyone is afraid of prelims. First hoche Manasbal Lake. Manasbal Lake, it is the country's deepest freshwater lake in the central Kashmir. Okay, central Kashmir region re Manasbal Lake achi. And why it was in news? It was in news because it is the path to the return of the migratory birds. Manasbal Lake से जो migratory birds return होचंदी से path रे Manasbal Lake पड़े. That's why it has come in picture. It is the country's deepest freshwater lake in Kashmir. Then the Mughal garden called the Jharoka, built by Noor Jahan, overlooks the lake. It looks like say lake Chariade. A Mughal garden was built. Now, it is classified as a warm mictic lake and circulates once in a year and for a short time. What is monomictic? Monomictic is nothing but it is a water body that never freezes. Okay. Monomictic mane water body which never freezes. Okay, never freezes and remaining thermally stratified for most of the year. Okay, now this is all about the Manasbal Lake. Next is Investment Friendliness Index, which was released by Niti Aayog. ये कौन करे? It evaluates the 8 pillars. What are these? Infrastructure, business, climate, resources, government policy, regulatory ease, institutional environment, financial health, and environment resilience. आमको कौन जानियार अछि? First main important जिनसो इतरे जानियार अछि. We don't need the 8 pillars. 8 pillars इति पाई कहले because to know that एडा कौन करे, को basis रे हुए. आमको main जिनसो जानियार अछि इतरे किए रिलीज करे एंड किए टॉप स्टेट्स जे ए इंडेक्स रे अछते. फर्स्ट हला इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्रेंडली इंडेक्स रिलीज बाय नीति आयोग एंड टॉप परफॉर्मिंग स्टेट्स. टॉप परफॉर्मिंग स्टेट्स हेले फर्स्ट गोवा, महाराष्ट्र, तमिलनाडु, and Odisha. Okay, these are the top performing states in investment friendly index. Now, next comes the news National Commission for Minorities. Sabura National Commission achi, like National Commission for OBC, National Commission for National Commission for backward classes, National Commission for scheduled castes, National Commission for scheduled tribes. A Sabura National Commission achi. Now this here why National Commission of Minorities was news, because Harjit Singh Grewal was the chairman, was appointed as the chairman of the National Commission for Minorities. Okay, Harjit Singh Grewal. Okay. Now, commission re ke achandi, that is the chairperson, vice chairperson, and 5 members. Chairperson, vice chairperson, and 5 members. Total 7 persons to be nominated by the central government from amongst the persons of eminence. Okay, total 7 persons will be nominated by the central government. Now, make sure you remember this, it is nominated by the central government. Okay, now each member holds office for a period of 3 years. So tanka tenure कितना हैला? For a period of 3 years. First jana, there is only composition re chairperson, vice chairperson, and 5 members, and total 7 members will be nominated by the central government, and they have a tenure of 3 years. Now, Mission Golden Spice. Golden Spice जो mission अच्छी, it is a project of ministers to unlock the economic potential of India's Northeast initiative. Okay, Northeast re a mission ta so that to bring a economic potential to it. Ita कौन Golden Spice re कौन आछी? That is Lacedong turmeric. Lacedong turmeric is a type of turmeric हळदी जो थ्रो की 7 to 10% जो curcumin अच्छी सेटा high अच्छी rather than the normal turmeric. Okay, and एटा कोठी मिले, it is grown in Meghalaya's West Jaintia Hills, and it got the GI tag. It also got the GI tag. Okay, now index of core industries. Index of core industries कौन? Index is compiled and released by whom? Office of Economic Advisor, that is Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Make sure you remember that it is released by Office of Economic Advisor, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Next, index of core industries re बहुत सारा index थिबो, बहुत सारा industries थिबो. What industries we are saying? Core industries कितना? Total 9 core industries are there. Total 9 core industries are there. Okay. अब इड़ा कितने monthly हुए? इड़ा हुए on a monthly basis. मंथली बेसिस आर रिविजन हुए ओके मंथली बेसिस आउ आउ कहिया गले आर एबे नुआ आछि दैट इंडेक्स ऑफ कोर इंडस्ट्रीज रो बेस ईयर भी चेंज हिची जिमती आमे आगो देखितिलु डब्ल्यूपीआई रो बेस ईयर चेंज हिची सीपीआई रो चेंज हिची सिमती इंडेक्स ऑफ कोर इंडस्ट्रीज रो भी बेस ईयर चेंज हिची तो न्यू बेस ईयर कोन हबो न्यू बेस ईयर हबो 2022 to 23 this is the new base year okay 9 core industries रे कौन कौन industries अच्छी if you see electricity then refinery products steel iron ore crude oil cement coal and natural gas and fertilizers natural gas ଆଉ କଣ ଅଛି fertilizers these are the 9 core industries which is there highest रे की अछि highest रे अछि electricity is the highest in index of core industries okay now this is all about your index of core industries now we'll see some more that is Balochistan रे Pakistan ने भी attack करची led to operation Shaban okay operation Saban Pakistan recently launched operation Saban Balochistan कौन पे किमती launch करची कौन हेची rather than going to that will straightly come वो कोठी अच्छी and border states कौन या border countries कौन how it signifies like what significance it holds we'll know that Balochistan is the largest province of Pakistan by area and covers approximately 44% of the country's landmass. It borders Iran, Afghanistan, and Arabian Sea. Okay, it borders Iran, Afghanistan, and Arabian Sea. Next, significance corner. It hosts the Gwadar Port. Gwadar Port. Jada Pakistan रे अच्छी Gwadar Port, which is a key node to CPEC. CPEC माने कौन China Pakistan Economic Corridor. So Balochistan holds a very prominent importance in the India's perspective also and even for the Pakistan and China's economic relations. Now, आउ कौन जदि आउ कौन अच्छी that it is आउ गोटे अच्छी Ricodic okay this is the region which is undisclosed or you can say undeveloped copper gold reserve in the world okay it is the world's largest undeveloped copper gold reserve in the world okay एडा कोडी अछि एडा अछि बालोचिस्तान रे okay एडा अछि बालोचिस्तान रे now Mount Olympus कोडी अछि and why it was in news because it is considered for UNESCO's World Heritage status as Greece seeks protection for its tallest mountain okay and what is the tallest mountain Mount Olympus. Olympus is the highest mountain in Greece and is located between Macedonia and Thalasia. Mostly, no need of this where it is located in Greece and it was considered as UNESCO World Heritage status. It considered the UNESCO World Heritage status. That is important. Next, asiva Operation Vajra. Operation Vajra kona? That is Central Bureau of Narcotics prevented illegal trafficking of high strength tramadol hydrochloride tablets under the Operation Vajra. What that means? That is the Central Bureau of Narcotics have said that because of the high illegal trafficking of the tramadol tablets. ए tramadol tablets को बहुत illegal trafficking होची सेइथि पई, because of to prevent this the operation Vajra has come to place. Tramadol mane kono? These are the scientific opioid painkillers, popularly known as fighter drug. Okay, it has reportedly been misused by the fighters, including ISIS militants, to suppress pain and fatigue. Obviously, if they are using, even some tramadol are being used by the sports person, which leads to doping. Doping भी हुए सीतरे. Okay, सेति पे anti doping commission भी बसे. Okay, so this is all about. तो जो सेंट्रल ब्यूरो ऑफ नार्कोटिक्स अच्छी, ये को मिनिस्ट्री अंडर रे अच्छी या को डिपार्टमेंट रे अंडर रे अच्छी? It is under the Department of Revenue, that is Ministry of Finance. And ये जो CBN अच्छी, तार हेडक्वार्टर अच्छी कोठी? ग्वालियर MP. Okay, before it was in Shimla, now it has shifted to Gwalior, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Next, this is all about your weekly current affairs. I hope you like this and be aware of your news rather than being highly concentrated towards the protest thing. Do make sure that you know about the basic things which is in the constitution, that is the fundamental rights. And apart from the protest, which I hope you would be supporting it also, apart from that, even more important things are going on in the news, so be well aware of it also. I hope you like this. Thank you so much.